Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. Here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose because it seems everyone, including myself, I am not excluded, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me and this channel a try. If you are an OG, then you already know what the going on, okay? So like, share, subscribe, talk shit in the comments. You know, tell me how you really feel. And I'm about to tell y'all how I feel. Lord, oh Lord, I watched the first episode, season 5, called Watchers and Dancers of Love During Lockup. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I asked, what reality show do you guys love? Are you guys in love with that you want me to do like recaps on? And I got a lot of 600 Pound Life. It's really hard to do recaps on 600 Pound Life because they're all different, right? And it's just one episode about their full journey, right? So we can't like really grow with them unless we, you know, really deep dive into their lives like that. So instead I chose Love During Lockup, and then hopefully a new episode or a new season of Love After Lockup comes on, because for those of you that don't know, Love During Lockup is when people fall in love with inmates that are currently serving prison sentences, and Love After Lockup showcases their life after the prison sentence is over and the inmate is becoming reacclimated with, you know, freedom and the rest of civilization. It's a mess. Honey, it's a mess. I watched season 5, episode 1 of Love During Lockup, and baby, wow. So the first couple is Teenie and Rob. They're both like 30s, 34 years old. Rob has been in jail since he was 18 years old, okay? He has a multitude of charges. Theft, robbery, all types of stuff, okay? Teenie is a single mom. She has 2 children, very, very cute children. She is like a 13-year-old named Cheyenne, and another, I think he's 8 or 9, named Nehemiah, right? Okay. So apparently they dated when they were both 16. They went to the same high school. They dated for like a couple of months, let it go, grew up, whatever, went their separate ways. And then Teenie hits Rob up on Facebook, like, you know, hey, what's up, stranger? He's like, hey, big head. She's like, remember, you used to be in love with this big head. Okay. Then they start chatting. They become engaged, and they've been together, married for 4 years, 5 years. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And the reason I say ridiculous is because he's never actually had to experience life outside of jail. He got arrested when he was 18. So the getting an apartment, getting a car, going to college, learning what trade he likes, learning what type of hobbies he likes to do, what is he into. He's never got to experience that outside of bars. So you don't actually know who this person is. You don't actually know who this person will develop to be once he's out, because he's never actually been out of jail. He spent his whole adolescence, right, in school, and then as soon as he got out of school, 18 years old, he's in jail. Who is this man? You don't know him. Okay. What I found interesting about Rob and Teenie was the fact that Rob calls himself a shot caller, okay? He's such a shot caller that he can make one phone call and stop prison arguments over here and make people get along over here and tell these people over there to calm down. And I'm like, I just find it funny how, especially when prisoners talk about how they're such big deals and they're such shot callers, it's like, why you can't call the shot and get yourself out of prison? Like, why aren't you such a big deal that you can't get yourself out of jail? I'm sure you can pull some string somewhere to lighten your load, lighten your sentence, okay? So he can't do that, but he's allowed to have access to cameras, right, that are in Teenie's house. So
what are you doing?
Who is that over there?
Rochelle.
Hey.
Rochelle, you didn't tell me Rochelle was coming up.
I did, you just don't listen.
Baby, why you, what you wearing? What you got on?
Having all the cameras in the house. It was initially Rob's idea. I've never met anyone who's like so big on security the way he is.
I really hang with my wife really almost all day.
I kid you not, Rob will stay up and watch those cameras. Like, I'll wake up 2 o'clock in the morning, tossing and turning, and I'll call his name, and he'll be like, what's up? I'm still here, baby. I'm up. I just checked the cameras.
Teenie, a grown-ass woman, is walking around her house being monitored by a prisoner, her man, her fiance or husband. I think they're married. They might not be. Her fiance. We'll call him a fiance. She says that there are cameras in every part of her house, just not the kids' bathrooms, the kids' bedrooms, and her bathroom, okay? So he's not freaky, no Diddy, right? He's not Diddy style, but he does monitor them. I find that to be incredibly strange because you don't know who this man is. Yeah, you spent 4 or 5 years talking to this man on the phone, but that's about all. Yes, you visited him, right? And we're gonna get into that because there's a couple parts of the visitation that really pisses me off within this episode. Yeah, you spent 4 or 5 years, visiting him, but again, you don't know who this man is. You really don't know this man's character. You don't know who he is at his core. So he could be showing people what you're doing. He could be showing inmates. He could be selling your videos. We don't know this man, okay? She goes on to say that, she knows that he was made for her. She loves him. He is everything. He's got everything that she wants out of a man, and she knows for a fact that he is going to come out and be a great role model and a great father figure to her 9-year-old, to her 11, 12-year-old, Cheyenne and Nehemiah. Those are the children's name. And I find that again to be funny because you don't know this man. So not only is he monitoring everything that she does, he also cares about what she wears, okay? She has to get approval from him. If she wants to step out the house looking any type of way, she has to ask him permission to have people come over. I think one of the parts of the episode, she had a friend named Roelle come over, and he's looking through her bedroom cameras, and he's like, who is that? You didn't tell me she was, coming over. You didn't ask for permission. Roelle's looking at her like anybody else would look at a friend. Girl, are you okay? Girl, are you okay? What is wrong with you? What's going on in your life where you have to have this man monitor your every move? This inmate who's already being monitor you like you're in prison. So moving forward, it's visitation day. She's packing up. The kids are ready. Cheyenne doesn't like her hair. So she's like, Mom, I really don't like my hair. I don't really want to go. And there was something weird about that scene. I just felt like, I didn't feel like Cheyenne really didn't want to go because her hair was messed up. She seems like such a sweet and responsible and intelligent young lady. I didn't feel like that was the problem. I think she just really didn't want to go see this man in jail.
Mama, my hair isn't turning out right. I don't think I want to go.
It looks perfectly fine. So you don't want to go to visit because of your hair?
Yeah.
You're super cute, girl.
Stop.
You are.
Apparently, says Teenie, from the moment that she met Rob, from the moment that they started dating, she told her children that they were just friends, right? And from then on, every weekend, she's taking her children to go see him. Every weekend. Can you imagine? No, girl, I can't go to the movies. Nah, man, I can't go to the skating ring. No, you can't spend the night because we have to go to Lawton Prison to go see my new daddy, mama's new man, my mama's friend, Uncle Daddy. Nobody wants to do that. That's terrible. I felt really bad for the kids, and I don't understand why people that choose to date inmates. Listen, if you want to date an inmate, I'm not gonna go out and outright judge you. You're a terrible person. You must have low self-esteem. Why are you dating this criminal? He's an evil person. There's plenty of people in jail that haven't done anything that bad, right? He did. He has a list of criminal activities, but haven't done anything that bad or are flat out innocent, right? So I'm not gonna place too much judgment on that. But what I will say is that's pretty wild that you're taking your children's childhood from them and you're making them and forcing them to be in a prison. Now, I can understand if this was their daddy, right? Every child has a right to know their daddy. This is not their biological father. So what I do in that situation, yeah, you can talk to him sometime. I'd have to ask them, are you okay with this man monitoring you? Okay, they mentioned that sometimes they'll be eating on the couch, which is a no-go, or they'll be coming in late or doing things that kids do, and he'll be talking to them over the cameras like, oh, so we eating on the couch now. Oh, so we wearing that to school. Oh, so you not, it's bedtime. And I don't know you that well for you to be monitoring my life. You have to understand, children don't already like discipline from their actual biological parents. And now here you come in. Who are you? This man that was a friend, that now isn't a friend, that now is my mommy's full-time boyfriend, husband, my new daddy, is telling me what to do over the phone, over the camera, and I have to go see him every week. I just really thought that was really irresponsible on her end. I feel like there was a different way to go about this. Yes, you're happy that you got a man. Yes, you're happy that now your time is being taken up. She says to Roelle, I don't have an identity. My identity is now being Rob's wife and the kid's mother. And it's like, you chose that. The kids couldn't help you being the mother, so you're going to be their mother. But your identity falling into being a prison wife was something you 100% chose. And that doesn't have to be your identity. I love these women. I feel like these type of women are so strong, these prison wives, because they'll sit there and they'll be like, I'm going to hold you down. It's been 10 years. I'm going to hold you down. You got 20 more to go. I got about 3 weeks in me before I'm like, listen, I found someone He's free. He comes and picks me up. We have regular dates. If he wants to monitor what I wear or what I do, he just comes over because, again, he has his freedom. So maybe, I don't know, I'm biased when it comes to that, but I just feel like anytime these women involve their children heavily with this in this prison situation, it's always a bad recipe. It never ends up right, and it always hurts the children. And now you have 9-year-old Nehemiah that's like, that's my dad, and my dad's gonna come out, and this man could get out of jail and be like, bye, I don't know any of you. And now for the past 4 years, you've ruined your children's lives and childhood because they've been forced to be in a prison. I mean, I hope it works out. I don't see it working out. We're going to move on. But one thing is, Nehemiah and Cheyenne both said that they are very nervous on how the dynamic is going to be once this man gets out of jail. They don't know how they're going to respond to him telling them what to do. And it's like, yeah, not only is he an inmate, we don't trust him. We don't know him. We've never got to spend Christmas with him. We don't know anything about his past. Where's his family? Since you guys are married, since you guys are, are engaged or whatever, since you guys are planning a life together, how come Rob's mom doesn't come over? Rob's sister doesn't come over? Like, maybe I'm looking too much into this because this is only the first episode, but let's incorporate Rob's family into this since we're all going to be this one big happy prison family. Next couple was Andrew and Candice. Andrew, bless his heart. Look, Andrew is, again, in his maybe late 30s, maybe early 40s. He says he's 30-something. He met Candice because one of his friends, he's a warehouse manager. So one of his friends, one of his work buddies told him that he should get on a pen pal site and start to write women. And I'm like, what did you tell your friend about your dating life to the point where your friend's like, hey, you need to start reaching out to prisoners? What did you tell your friend? And how bad is your dating experiences? How bad have your dating experiences been to your friends to have to say, hey, listen, you should reach out to inmates. Nobody on the outside world is working for you. You need to find somebody who's, committed a crime. So he meets Candice. Off the bat, he tells us that he's spending thousands, $15,000 to $20,000 on Candice, right? Louis Vuitton shoes and Valentino bags and this, YSL perfumes and all these designer things. And I'm like, you know what? That's just the dumbest shit to me. If I'm in jail and Candice is just accepting these gifts, that's what really got me. If I'm in jail, I don't need Louis Vuitton shoes and Valentino this and that. I need a house, which we're going to get into because he apparently bought her one. I need a house. I need a car. I need to know that my kids, if she has any, I don't think she does, is safe. I need you to enroll me in college so that when I get out, I can better my life. I don't care about all that flashy shit. What does that matter? What does Valentino shoes matter when I have a fucking prison record and no credit? Make it make sense. So she was arrested on a couple counts of burglary. So she steals too. Okay. And what got me is he's reading out this letter and he's like, she's saying that she can't wait to, make memories with him and she loves him and all this stuff. But when you hear how she talks, she's like, I love him because he has a pure heart. I love him because he's what's good in this world when everything, when everybody shows me what's bad in this world. And what that sounds a lot like to me is he's not going to hurt me. And that's good. Like, feeling like you're safe in your relationship are good traits to have, right? Like, he makes me feel safe. He makes me feel secure. He's trustworthy. He's this. But it wasn't like he's handsome and I love him and I can see me having his child and he's strong and it was just like, I know he won't hurt me. I know that this is the guy that this is what I'm hearing, that I can manipulate the shit out of and he's not going to do anything about it because he doesn't have a backbone. He's pure. He's like, it's like when men talk about the purity of a woman. It was about as weird as that. Like when men are like, I love her because she's pure. I love her because she hasn't been touched. I love her because she's a virgin. And it's like, any characteristics, any things about her personality that you like? Or is it the fact that like no man has ever touched her? It was weird. It's like this man, it hasn't been tainted by the world. He's so pure. He's so green. Because that's what I hear when I hear people say pure. He's so green and naive that he doesn't know shit and I can really do whatever I want. Okay. So the scene is Andrew and his friend from work, the one that got him tied up in I'm going to say crazy Candace, the one that got him tied up with Candace. They're packing up some of the things that Andrew has bought her because they're going to move it to her new apartment. Now, she didn't get approval to live in his house where he's paying $1,300 a month in mortgage. All right. So he has a house, he has a car, he has household bills that he has to take care of. He has to make a whole nother life for Candace because she can't come over to where he is. So So he got her an apartment, he got her a car on top of all the designer stuff and all the designer this and that. And so, yeah, they're packing that up. And he's like, man, you're really doing a lot for this girl. And he's like, yeah, she's worth it. You know, I've never felt like this before. I've never had this amount of love that I've had for Candice for someone else before. And it's like, homeboy said that he was married twice.
So I'm happy to pay for the apartment and a truck for her to use after she gets released.
How much cash you dropping, my brother?
I probably spent $12,000 to $15,000 in total.
Damn, okay.
But
So baller status is like an elegant.
but nah, she's worth it, man. I have been married twice. I've been divorced twice.
He said that he's been married twice, divorced twice, and his last wife, his ex-wife, wanted too much money out of him, which is why he divorced her. So now you're with Candice that's like accepting all these lavish gifts from you. Are you not seeing the pattern and the type of women that you're falling for, right? These type of women will take, but Candice has not said once what she's going to gift to him. When I come home, baby, I'm going to make sure that the house is so clean. I'm going to make sure that I cook for you. I'm going to make sure that, you know, I do for you. What do you like? What type of stuff it's all about Candice. And Andrew has made it a point to make it all about her, right? So then, on top of packing up all these designer things, he pulls out a wedding ring and he's like, I'm gonna propose to her. Okay, wife number three. So I don't know if Candice is going to accept. I hope she doesn't, because here you can see such a nice and loving man, and it would be a real big shame if he was taken advantage of, like he says that he was taken advantage of last time, from this new girl. It would be terrible, right? So he goes to a financial advisor, because I'm thinking to myself, same thing, you know, that his friend said, James. His friend's like, man, you really balling. You really spending a lot on this. So my first thought was, well, what does he do? And then he comes out and he says that he's a warehouse manager. And I know that warehouse jobs, they do make a good amount of money. Okay, I'm not gonna shit on 9-to-5s. I'm not gonna shit on warehouse jobs. I've dated plenty of warehouse forklift drivers, and you know, they have good money, they make good money, they're hardworking men. So we're not gonna shit on that. But do you make enough to be buying designer and paying for 2 households? So then, let me just break down what this guy said, okay? Let me just break down what this guy said. This guy says he pays $1,400 for her rent, $1,300 for his mortgage, $750 payment for her truck. I don't know what his car payment is. Okay, he pays about $400 and $500, $400 to $500 in utilities for him. He's gonna pay $250 for utilities for her. He pays $600, $300 for groceries for him. He's gonna pay $300 for groceries for her, $150 for his clothes and entertainment, $400 for her clothes and entertainment, child support because he has a child that apparently does not live with him, $450 for child support. And this is what pissed me off. I'm gonna stop this right here. This is what made me mad, because I just love when men are like, yeah, I pay child support. Here's $450, but I have like $2,000 in random shit that I'm gonna do for somebody else. And it's like, God forbid we save up for your child's college fund. God forbid we save up so that your child can have a car when your child gets 16. God forbid we're saving up for prom and after school activities. No, I paid the $450 in child support. I did my job as a father. I paid that. So now I gotta put anything else I make. He's literally spending all of the money that he makes on his new life with this girl, right? Bump the child that you have, the child that comes from you, bump them. I'm going to spend the rest of the money that I do have, because I've already handled my responsibilities. I've already paid $450. I'm going to handle the rest of my responsibilities with this new girl. And here's $450 for you. He took out a loan. He took out a 401k, a chunk of money from his 401k, so he has to pay that back. So he has to pay $140 a month to pay that loan back. He has $350 every month that he pays in credit card debt. And so he pays about $6,250, I don't know, do my math, right? Maybe $6,500. And he only gets paid $6,800. And he asked this lady, he's like, should I pull out another credit card? It's looking like I'm short on funds. It's looking like I'm actually kind of broke. She tells him, she's like, you're completely broke. You don't need no credit cards. You don't need any more debt. What you need is another form of income. She is telling this man that you need another job in order to take care of this woman that's just getting out of prison. Again, he has a child that he needs to be taken care of, that he needs to be focusing on, but he's taking care of this woman, right? So, wow. Okay. That just, you know what? We wish them the best. We're going to see how this goes, because it's really given, I don't know the name of this couple. There was a couple on Love after Lockup last season, and he was just just shelling out money. He's like, I'll give you $1,200. And she gets out of jail and she's like, where's that money that you promised me? Not, oh my God, I love you. Not, I'm so happy to be with you. There was no affection, no kissing, no intimacy, no nothing. It was just like, where's that money? And it's giving that. It's very much so giving that. Next, Ayana and Jamal. Good Lord. Ayana and Jamal. So Jamal and Ayana were friends before. They were a little bit more than friends, I'd say, because Ayana used to live with Jamal and his girlfriend, right? Who is her ex-best friend. So here you have your bestie. She got a man. You're not supposed to care about him. You're supposed to really care about your bestie and really making it and getting some more money on your own so that you can get the fuck out of their house. But nevertheless, y'all are all living together. You've been looking at this man for a while. You've been side-eyeing this man. Maybe when he gets out the shower, you take a glimpse. Maybe when he's working out and he comes back home from the gym, you're looking at him. Because the fact that you, Ayana, could leave your best friend, say that you don't want to be best friends with her anymore, and take her man, right? Take her man with you is a mess. So apparently Ayana's in the strip club. She's a stripper. She has a couple of kids and she's dealing with some charges of her own. Now, Jamal says that he's going to get out in less than a year. They both say that they started out just friends, but the relationship grew. I think bullshit. Y'all were looking at each other from the jump. Y'all were looking at each other even when he was in the relationship with your best friend. And that is the reason why you decided to bump your bestie, kick her to the curb, and be with this man, be with this guy Jamal, right? Who knows what Jamal did? I don't know what Jamal did, but I do know that Ayana said that she wanted to be an anesthesiologist, okay? But the schooling was too long. She wanted to be a lawyer, but the schooling was too long. So she decided, fuck it, I'ma shake this ass. She started bouncing ass for dollars, period. And she makes about $600 a night. Now she says she's really, really tired of this lifestyle and she's ready for her husband to come home because she calls him her husband. I guess they might be legally married. They might not be. You know how people do that all the time. This my husband, this my wife. They're not legally binded at all. They're just married in spirit, married in love, whatever. But she says she can't wait for her husband to come out, be with her man, and start this new life together. Now, what kills me about this is Jamal's been in jail forever, right? He's a multiple offender. She has multiple offenses. So one of the scenes is, she's done dancing. She's saying how tired she is. She gets a phone call from her lawyer. Her lawyer says that he updates her on her new charges. She has a new charge where she has a DUI. She was driving under the influence of marijuana, I guess in a state that marijuana isn't legal, right? And there's some states where marijuana is legal, but you can't drive high. So she gets pulled over, gets a ticket, whatever. The judge is looking at all of her other offenses. Apparently, Ayana is very proud about beating the shit out of her best friend, right? Her best friend, rightfully so, is mad that I've been living with you and my man for a couple of years and not knowing that y'all really had feelings for each other. Y'all could have been sleeping together. Who knows? So they get into a fist fight. She goes to jail for that. So basically her lawyer is telling her that she has too many offenses. She's committed so many crimes that she has to go to jail for either 15 days being the shortest amount of time or 90 days being the most amount of time. And she starts crying. I don't want to go to jail. What can you do? What can I do? I'm so sick of this. What the fuck? Why am I going to jail? And it's like, you keep committing crimes. I hate when people do that. Why the fuck am I going to jail, bro? This ain't fair, bro. I can't stand this shit, man. Why am I going to jail? Because you keep committing crimes. You can't do these things. You know what to do. You know what not to do. Yet you choose to do the wrong thing. And now when the consequences come down and when the consequences of your actions come down on you, you don't know what to do. You're blaming everybody else. It must be the white man. It must be the judge. Stupid ass police officers. The pigs. Everybody's against me. No one's against you. Be a law-abiding citizen and be free, or commit crimes and go where criminals go. It's not hard. Damn. It's not hard at all. Oh, this got my blood pressure acting up. I mean, damn, how stupid can you be? So she does this thing, right, where she says what every mother says that some mothers don't fucking mean. Oh, the biggest reason why I don't want to go to jail is, I got a child and I got children. She keeps saying children and kids, but yet I only see one. So I don't know if she lost custody of the others. I don't know where the other ones are, but we only see the small little girl. She might be like 2. And she's like, my daughter, but really what's hurting me is the fact that inmates can't talk to other inmates. So because she's going to jail for 15 days or for 90 days, she's not going to be able to talk to Jamal. And that's what really pissed her off. That's what really hurts her. That's really why she regrets some of her decisions. Not because she can be away from her child and she's not going to be there to be a mother, but because she can't talk to her man, her husband. Some of these people are so ass backwards, it's not even funny. Why did you have a child? Why did you have kids if you weren't going to be there for them? Same thing with the Andrew guy, with him buying all this stuff for this new girl. Are you setting aside a life? I hope you're saving for your kid who's going to need stuff when he gets older, who's going to need college funds and cars, and are you setting these kids up for success? There's no reason why you should be spending $2,000, $5,000 on this new girl when your kid doesn't have a fund. When your kid doesn't have good credit, you should be building up credit for your kid. I know so many fucking adults, so many parents that are putting shit on their kids' credit cards and putting shit on their kids' credit to the point where when their kid turns 18, they already have bad credit. You should be building up your children for success. You had those kids. Those kids didn't ask for you to be their parent. They didn't ask to grow up with you as a parent. You should be building up your child, yet you're worried about everything else. It's disgusting. And I could see it in her face, literally watching the show, that she didn't give a shit about them kids. I'm sorry. She was sad about being away from Jamal. Nothing else, right? Just another hoodlum that don't give a shit about shit. All right. So I just feel like she doesn't care about anybody but herself. But that's a lot of the situations with these, these inmates or the people that fall in love with these inmates, and they don't care about anybody but themselves. Criminals not only are selfish because they commit whatever crime that's hurting whoever it hurt, but they also don't think about their family members too. Like, they also don't think about their children, and it's just really upsetting. Okay, moving on. Last but not least, we have Joey and Michael. Now, Joey is a gay man who is now accepting the fact that he's gay. At first, he was dating women, and I hate this story. I hate storylines like this. Not necessarily storylines, talking about reality storylines, but I hate the thought of like, yeah, I always knew I liked men. I love men. I was always attracted to men, but I knew that nobody would accept it, so I slept with women and I dated women. Because I think to myself, I hope you dated women and you treated the women that you dated very nicely. I hope that they're not walking away traumatized from dating you and a gay man who never really even liked them in the first place, who never wanted to be with a woman in the first place. I hope you didn't traumatize them because you didn't want to be with women, but you were just forcing yourself to, because, it's much easier to live in your truth and date who you want to date, or just be alone. People always sit up here and say, it's society's fault, it's women's fault, the reason why men are DL. Society doesn't accept them. And it's like, no, they don't accept them. Society doesn't accept a lot of things. Society don't like black people. Society don't like fat people. Society don't like weird people, different people, disabled people. There's a lot of people that have to struggle in their skin. Okay, gay men aren't the only ones that have to struggle with being who they are. Right? But every day you need to consciously and intentionally make a decision to be exactly who you are. And it doesn't matter who accepts it or not. But instead you want to hurt other people. You want to lie. You want to manipulate. You want to wear a mask. And under the guise of like, everybody doesn't accept me. Everybody talks shit about me. Nobody will be my friend. So I have to lie and manipulate and wear a mask. No, not really. And this is not on women. I want y'all to stop saying that. Well, women won't accept them. They don't want to be accepted by women. They're gay. It shouldn't matter what a woman accepts. It shouldn't matter what women say. Nothing should matter but the person that you're dating. You're dating a man. Be accepting of and want to be accepted by the people that you are with. Your group of people. Your niche. Gay men, right? So sorry about that tangent, but that really pisses me off when they try to blame women for being the reason why men are gay or men are DL. No, you live within your truth. If you can't handle the shame that comes with being who you are, I'm an opinionated, loud black woman. There's a lot of shame that should come from that, right? A lot of people want me to shut up. A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people don't like who I am. Oh well, I'm not gonna sit up here and hide and lie and wear a mask. I am who I am. I am where I'm tolerated. I go where I'm loved and respected, period. And I'm not gonna hurt others just because other people are hurting me, right? So if you can't accept who you are and you feel so much shame because of who you are, easy peasy, be alone. Be alone. I can't stand that. It's their fault that I had to lie to these women. No, you could have been by your damn self. If you're gonna hurt in silence. If you're gonna be sad by your damn self. But don't drag others down with you. There's no point to it. Sorry, that was a tangent, but I can't stand that argument. So Joey and Michael met on a dating app. They had sex, but Michael was not really Joey's type at the time. Joey kind of wanted to do his own thing, kind of be a little hoe. So what he decided to do was kind of like dump Michael, put him on the back burner, but they reconnected and they started dating 3 months before Michael got sent to prison. Now, Michael is a career criminal. He's been to jail ever since he was young. Same story with Rob, like never really got to experience being free for more than a long period of time, right? He got arrested for intent to deliver and trafficking, so some drug situations, okay? Joey was really hesitant about being with Michael and staying in a relationship with Michael because Michael has a very high sex drive, and I kind of got the vibe that Joey feels like he's being cheated on. And I felt that same way, especially in the scene where Michael was like, hey, show me something. Like, here I am at my parents' house. Oh, because Joey is 40 years old and he lives with his parents. He's like 40, 42. He lives with his parents, right? Mind you, I'm at my parents' house, so I need to be respectful. You're in jail and there's tons of inmates around you and you're asking me to show you something and asking me what you're wearing and wanting me to do phone sex with you and expose myself. And it's like, he's uncomfortable. He's visibly uncomfortable, and Michael's keep like egging him on. Do it. Just do it. Do it because I want you to. And it's like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to show my lady bits to anybody. No. And I'm not going to. So he kind of like pushes Joey to do things that he shouldn't be doing, right? So one thing about Michael I've noticed is that Michael always wants to do something bad. Aside from show your, dang-a-lang to me in front of all these people, even though you're on camera and even though we can see you and even though you are visibly uncomfortable, still do this because I want you to. Apparently the prison has a rule where Joey can't come and see Michael unless they have a picture together of them from the past. Apparently a lot of people smuggle drugs and a lot of people do different things like that. So the jail wants to make sure that these people are people that come from your past and that you didn't just meet in association with other inmates to smuggle drugs. Kind of makes sense, I guess, but you can just get somebody that knew you from the past to smuggle in drugs. Anyways, they want a picture. Joey and Michael don't actually have a picture together, so Joey is telling Michael that he might have to Photoshop his face on one of Michael's exes so that they can be together. Here's the problem. That's illegal. You're forging documents in order to give to like a federal prison. Don't do that. Just don't do it. Wait till he comes out. He comes out in a couple weeks or a couple of months. Wait till he gets out and you'll see him then. You've been on the phone with him, FaceTiming him for this long. What's a couple of more months, right? So Joey is like really, really scared about this. And Michael's like, don't worry. It's nothing. It's okay. You'll be fine. Let it go. Why are you so scared? And it's like, that's what criminals do. Career criminals that have been doing bad things and breaking the rules and breaking the law their whole lives will say shit like, who cares about following the rules and doing the right thing? Who cares if you get caught and you might have to do a little time? What's probation? At least you didn't get life like me. And it's like, yeah, I don't even want a day in jail. I don't really even want to go visit you because then I'll have to spend time in prison. I don't want to. So Michael looks like he's going to be a very bad influence on Joey. Joey already told us that him and his father had experienced some alcoholism. His dad was an alcoholic and now he's in remission or recovery. Joey was an alcoholic for 10 years, but he needed to find something a little stronger, so he turned to meth. So this is already a bad combination. You're an ex-drug user. You're an ex-alcoholic. You're trying to get on the up and up. You've been living with your parents for about 40 years, right? Because he got out, he did his own thing, but now he's back and he's 40. So you've been with your parents your whole life. So you've not even experienced time to learn what you want, how you want to live. How do you want to decorate your apartment? What are you going to do for a job that's going to provide you the lifestyle that you want to live? What car do you want to drive? Do you want to have kids in the future? Like, you're not making these decisions for yourself. You're sitting up in your parents' room. You're sitting up in your room in your parents' house. You're sexting with an inmate, and that's where your life is going at this point. Okay. But yet you want to listen to a career criminal. And one of the things that Joey said that I was like, oh no, this is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad is I want Michael to come out and do better. I don't want to be involved with the criminal lifestyle. I don't want to be involved with a criminal. I want him to come out and do the right thing. That's not going to happen, babe. Michael showed you that he's been a criminal for his whole life. He showed you that his whole life he's been doing bad things. He's not going to come out. I don't know why people think that inmates, prisoners, criminals, whatever, are going to come out and be like, you know what? I'm going to change my life a whole 180. I'm not going to ever slip up, ever go back to the same crowd, ever do the same drugs again. I'm done. I've learned my lesson. A lot of the times they don't. don't. Depending on how long you spend in jail, there's a high chance you're gonna go back to prison. If not for a long stint, you might go do probation. You might go do a petty crime and get caught up, get a ticket. You're not gonna be on the up and up, right? And that's not me thinking or me saying that, my judgment. It's just statistics. Like, that's just how it is. So to think that this man that's been a criminal his whole life is gonna suddenly find love in you, and then come out and change his life 100%. I don't know. He's telling you to break the law while he's in jail. While he is currently doing his prison sentence, he's asking you to break the law. He's asking you to expose yourself on camera to him. That's against the rules. He's asking you to Photoshop yourself on one of his exes so that you can get visitation. That's breaking the rules. He's still breaking the rules. He's not gonna come out. And you aren't strong enough. I'm sorry, but Joey isn't strong enough because of his 10 years of doing hard drugs, finding vices in drugs and alcohol. He's not strong enough to tell this criminal, no, this is how I'm living my life. He's not even living a life on his own. He's living with his parents. So I don't know. I don't see Joey and Michael making it. But out of everybody, I have the most hope for Teenie and Rob. I really hope, in the episode, Rob said that he had a secret. It was his only secret that he needed to tell Teenie. And we'll find out next week. I'm really excited to. Y'all, if you watch it, tell me how you feel. If you don't, start watching it and tell me how you feel. Or just enjoy these recaps. I love this shit. Give me some more reality shows that you absolutely adore. I will try to watch them, make some notes, and do my recap videos. I really enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Until next time, until next week, I will holla.